Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Today's World News Headline Summary. 1. CNN. 1-1. U.S. and Iran reach initial agreement to end war. The United States and Iran have successfully reached a historic memorandum of understanding, effectively bringing an end to hostilities on all fronts, including the ongoing conflict in Lebanon. As part of this monumental diplomatic breakthrough, the U.S. has agreed to lift its naval blockade on Iranian ports, while the vital Strait of Hormuz is set to reopen for global shipping. President Donald Trump emphasized that the agreement ensures the waterway will remain permanently toll-free, restoring the stable maritime conditions that existed prior to the war. A 60-day negotiation window has now been formally triggered to discuss the highly technical details regarding the curtailment of Iran's nuclear program. As the report highlights, this really paves the way to imagine what's going to happen to the region once this deal is signed, raising hopes for a new era of security. Global markets reacted immediately, with crude oil prices falling significantly as fears of prolonged supply disruption eased. Vocabulary. Historic. Adjective. 역사적인. The two nations signed a historic peace agreement today. Hostility. Noun. 적대감, 적대행위. They agreed to an immediate cessation of hostilities. Monumental. Adjective. 기념비적인. It was a monumental breakthrough in modern diplomacy. Blockade. Noun. 봉쇄. The naval blockade was finally lifted after the treaty. Reopen. Verb. 재개방하다. The vital trade route will reopen next week. Toll-free. Adjective. 통행료가 없는. The president ensured the strait would remain toll-free. Curtailment. Noun. 삭감, 단축. The curtailment of the nuclear program is a key issue. Pave the way. Idiom. 길을 열다. This discovery paves the way for new medical treatments. Disruption. Noun. 붕괴, 중단. The storm caused a massive disruption in the supply chain. Ease. Verb. 완화되다. Tensions in the region began to ease after the summit. 시사용어 해설. Strait of Hormuz, 호르무즈 해협. 페르시아만과 오만만을 잇는 좁은 바닷길로 전 세계 원유 물동량의 약 20%가 통과하는 글로벌 에너지 보안의 핵심 요충지입니다. Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, 양해각서. 정식 조약을 체결하기 전에 양측이 합의한 내용을 기록하는 예비 문서입니다. 1-2. CNN to bring comprehensive coverage of 2026 FIFA World Cup. CNN has announced its commitment to bring comprehensive, live, and in-depth multi-platform coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is the largest tournament ever staged. Showcasing its unparalleled global reach, CNN journalists stationed across Canada, Mexico, and the United States are delivering up-to-the-minute news and expert analysis. Award-winning sports anchors, including Amanda Davies and Dawn Riddell, are leading the daily broadcasts to capture the most iconic moments of the event. The network noted CNN reporters will be stationed ready to cover the stories emerging around the giant event, ensuring fans miss none of the action. Furthermore, CNN is offering a robust digital presence with live text updates, video content, and a specialized daily newsletter titled The Beautiful Game. This expansive strategy aims to guide global audiences through the countless storylines emerging from the 104 matches. Vocabulary. Comprehensive. Adjective. 포괄적인. The report provides a comprehensive overview of the market. Unparalleled. Adjective. 피할 데 없는. The athlete demonstrated an unparalleled level of skill. Up to the minute. Adjective. 최신의. We offer up-to-the-minute updates on the election results. Anchor. Noun. Anchor. 진행자. The news anchor announced the breaking story. Iconic. Adjective. 상징적인. The Eiffel Tower is an iconic symbol of Paris. Emerging. Adjective. 떠오르는, 신흥의. Emerging markets offer great investment opportunities. Robust. Adjective.
강력한, 탄탄한. The economy showed robust growth this quarter. Expansive. Adjective. 광범위함. They have an expansive plan for urban development. Countless. Adjective. 무수한, 셀 수 없는. There are countless reasons to visit the historic city. Multi-platform. Adjective. 다중 플랫폼에. The campaign uses a multi-platform approach to reach youth. 시사 용어 해석. Multi-platform. TV 방송뿐만 아니라 웹사이트, 스마트폰 앱, 소셜 미디어 등 다양한 매체를 동시에 활용하여 컨텐츠를 전달하는 방식을 의미합니다.
1-3. Variety and CNN Actors on Actors lineup revealed. CNN and Variety have officially unveiled the star-studded lineup for the highly anticipated new season of their Emmy Award-winning franchise, Variety and CNN Actors on Actors. This unique interview series pairs the year's most compelling performers for candid and revealing conversations about their craft, acting processes, and the artistic work driving the award season. Top-tier participants this season include renowned Hollywood icons such as Jennifer Aniston, Bryan Cranston, and Sharon Stone. Ramin Sotode, co-president of Variety, remarked, "These conversations are sure to go viral in the days to come," highlighting the heartfelt encounters between the biggest actors in television. The episodes are scheduled to stream exclusively on CNN's digital platforms before premiering widely across Variety's YouTube channel. The collaboration continues to celebrate the depth of talent within the entertainment industry. Vocabulary. Star-studded. Adjective. 별들이 총총한, 유명인이 대거 출연하는. The gala was a star-studded event with many celebrities. Franchise. Noun. 프랜차이즈, 시리즈물. The movie franchise has grossed billions worldwide. Compelling. Adjective. 눈을 뗄 수 없는, 설득력 있는. She gave a compelling performance in the legal drama. Candid. Adjective. 솔직한, 숨김없는. The interview provided a candid look at his personal life. Craft. Noun. 기술, 기교, 공예. Acting is a craft that requires years of practice. Renowned. Adjective. 유명한, 영성 있는. He is a renowned expert in the field of neuroscience. Go viral. Idiom. 입소문이 나다, 빠르게 퍼지다. The funny cat video started to go viral on social media. Heartfelt. Adjective. 진심 어린. She delivered a heartfelt speech to the graduates. Exclusively. Adverb. 독점적으로. The product will be sold exclusively online. Collaboration. Noun. 협동, 합작. The song was a successful collaboration between two artists. Franchise. 본래 상표권이나 영업권을 뜻하지만 엔터테인먼트 업계에서는 특정한 제목과 컨셉을 공유하며 계속해서 제작되는 인기 시리즈물, 즉 마블 시네마틱 유니버스, 해리포터 시리즈 등을 의미합니다. 2 BBC 2-1. England women's team secures decisive victory over Scotland. The England women's national cricket team delivered a commanding performance against Scotland at the Headingley Cricket Ground, securing a 38-run victory in the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Batting powerfully, England posted an impressive total of 205 within their 20 overs, setting a highly daunting target for their opponents. In response, Scotland fought bravely, but ultimately managed to reach only 162-7, falling short under England's disciplined bowling attack. Sophia Dunkley was rightfully named Player of the Match for her stellar contribution to England's dominant innings. This decisive win significantly boosts England's standing in the group stage as they push forward with strong momentum. The match effectively showcased the depth of England's batting lineup and their strategic fielding prowess. Vocabulary. Commanding. Adjective. 우세한, 지배적인. The team secured a commanding lead in the first half. Decisive. Adjective. 결정적인. Her goal was the decisive moment of the final match. Daunting. Adjective. 벅찬, 주눅이 들게 하는. Climbing the mountain seemed like a daunting task. Opponent. Noun. 상대, 적수. He beat his opponent by a wide margin. Ultimately. Adverb. 궁극적으로, 결국. The decision ultimately rests with the committee. Stellar. Adjective. 뛰어난, 눈부신.
The actor gave a stellar performance in the play. Dominant. Adjective. 우세한, 지배적인. The company holds a dominant position in the market. Momentum. Noun. 탄력, 기세. We must keep the momentum going to finish the project. Showcase. Verb. 선보이다, 전시하다. The festival will showcase local talent. Prowess. Noun. 기량, 솜씨. His athletic prowess earned him a scholarship. 시사 용어 해설. T20 cricket. T20 cricket. 크리켓의 경기 방식 중 하나로 각 팀이 25버, 1오버당 6구씩만 공격하는 단기전 형태입니다. 경기 시간이 짧고 속도감이 빨라 현대 크리켓 팬들에게 매우 인기가 높습니다.
2-2. Australia dominates Netherlands in T20 World Cup. The Australian women's national cricket team demonstrated their overwhelming dominance by securing a crushing 98-run victory against the Netherlands at the Utilita Bowl. Batting first, the Australian squad displayed explosive power, amassing a monumental total of 219 for 6 in their allotted 20 overs. Beth Mooney, the standout performer of the match, was awarded Player of the Match for her crucial role in anchoring the aggressive innings. Faced with an insurmountable target, the Dutch team struggled to build momentum and ended their chase at a modest 121 for 3. This emphatic win reinforces Australia's formidable reputation as heavy favorites in the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Analysts praise their balanced attack, combining deep batting strength with highly restrictive bowling. Vocabulary. Overwhelming. Adjective. 압도적인. The army won an overwhelming victory. Crushing. Adjective. 참담한. 압도적인. The team suffered a crushing defeat in the finals. Amass. Verb. 모으다. 축적하다. He managed to amass a huge fortune over the years. Allotted. Adjective. 할당된. 주어진. You must finish the test within the allotted time. Anchor. Verb. 닻을 내리다. 중심을 잡아주다. She anchors the evening news broadcast. Insurmountable. Adjective. 극복할 수 없는. The language barrier seemed insurmountable at first. Modest. Adjective. 겸손한, 적당한, 수수한. They live in a modest house in the suburbs. Emphatic. Adjective. 단호한, 확실한. His answer was an emphatic no. Formidable. Adjective. 강할, 어마어마한. She is a formidable opponent on the tennis court. Restrictive. Adjective. 제한적인. The new policy is very restrictive regarding personal use. 시사 용어 해설. Innings. 야구와 마찬가지로 크리켓에서 공격하는 순서를 의미합니다. T20 크리켓에서는 한 팀이 단 한 번의 긴 이닝, 최대 25보 동안 점수를 최대한 많이 내는 방식으로 진행됩니다. 2-3. India achieves 95-run victory against Netherlands. The Indian women's national cricket team showcased their exceptional skill by achieving a resounding 95-run victory against the Netherlands at the Headingley Cricket Ground. India's batting lineup fired on all cylinders, compiling a massive score of 209 for 5 over the course of their 20 overs. Smriti Mandana was instrumental in this offensive onslaught, earning the Player of the Match title for her aggressive and precise stroke play. Under severe pressure, the Dutch batting order collapsed in the 18th over, managing only 114 runs against India's relentless bowling attack. This comprehensive victory not only boosts India's net run rate, but also sends a strong warning to other contenders in the tournament. Fans and commentators alike are optimistic about India's trajectory in the 2026 World Cup. Vocabulary. Exceptional. Adjective. 이례적인, 뛰어난. She showed exceptional talent in playing the piano. Resounding. Adjective. 울려 퍼지는, 완전한. The concert was a resounding success. Compile. Verb. 엮다, 편집하다, 모으다. They compiled data from several different surveys. Instrumental. Adjective. 중요한 역할을 하는. He was instrumental in negotiating the contract. Onslaught. Noun. 맹공격, 강습. The town survived the fierce onslaught of the storm. Collapse. Verb. 무너지다, 붕괴하다. The
The building collapsed during the earthquake. Relentless. Adjective. 끈질긴. 가차없는. The team faced relentless pressure from their opponents. Comprehensive. Adjective. 포괄적인. 완전한. The school offers a comprehensive training program. Contender. Noun. 도전자. 경쟁자. She is a strong contender for the gold medal. Trajectory. Noun. 궤도. 궤적. The rocket was completely off its trajectory. 시사 용어 해설. Net run rate. 순 득점률. 크리켓 조별리그에서 승점이 같을 때 순위를 가르는 중요한 지표입니다. 득점한 비율에서 실점한 비율을 뺀 값으로 큰 점수 차이로 이기면 이 지표가 크게 오릅니다.
3.1. Reserve Bank keeps interest rates on hold at 4.35%. The Reserve Bank of Australia, RBA, has officially decided to keep the national interest rate on hold at a steady 4.35%. This highly anticipated decision marks the first time this year that the RBA has paused its rate adjustments following 3 consecutive hikes explicitly aimed at curbing inflation. Economists suggest that the central bank is attempting to strike a delicate balance between restraining persistent living costs and preventing a sharp economic downturn. While headline inflation has shown some modest signs of cooling, it remains stubbornly above the target range, prompting officials to carefully monitor upcoming economic indicators. This deliberate pause provides temporary relief for mortgage holders who have felt the heavy squeeze of rising borrowing costs over the past several months. Future monetary policy movements will heavily depend on incoming domestic spending data and shifting global financial conditions. Vocabulary. Anticipated. Adjective. 기대되는, 대망의. The highly anticipated movie broke box office records. Consecutive. Adjective. 연속적인. It rained for 5 consecutive days. Curb. Verb. 억제하다, 제한하다. The government took strict measures to curb inflation. Delicate. Adjective. 섬세한, 까다로운. The negotiations require a delicate approach. Downturn. Noun. 경제 침체, 하락. The auto industry suffered a severe economic downturn. Stubbornly. Adverb. 완고하게, 고집스럽게. The stains stubbornly refused to come out of the shirt. Deliberate. Adjective. 의도적인, 신중한. He made a deliberate attempt to insult her. Mortgage. Noun. 주택담보대출. They took out a mortgage to buy their first house. Squeeze. Noun. 압박, 쪼들림. Many families are feeling the financial squeeze right now. Monetary. Adjective. 화폐, 통화에. The central bank announced a new monetary policy. 시사용어 해설. Interest rate hikes, 금리 인상. 중앙은행이 시중은행에 돈을 빌려주는 이자율을 올리는 것으로 시장에 풀린 돈을 줄여 물가를 잡으려는 조치입니다. 반대로 대출이자가 늘어나 가계부채 부담이 커지는 부작용이 있습니다. 3-2. U.S. defeats Australia 2-0 in World Cup group stage. The United States men's national soccer team secured a solid 2-0 victory over Australia in their highly anticipated Group D match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Playing at the Seattle Stadium in Washington, the American squad capitalized on their home continent advantage to systematically dismantle the Australian defense. Despite multiple tactical adjustments, Australia struggled to penetrate the sturdy U.S. backline and failed to register a goal during regular play. The match was marked by intense physical challenges, resulting in several yellow cards issued to players on both sides. This disappointing defeat places significant pressure on the Australian team, known as the Socceroos, to secure crucial wins in their upcoming matches to keep their knockout stage hopes alive. Coach and fans alike are demanding a sharper offensive strategy moving forward. Vocabulary. Solid. Adjective. 견고한, 확고한. The company reported solid financial results this quarter. Capitalize on. Idiom. 이용하다, 기회로 삼다. We must capitalize on this emerging market trend. Systematically. Adverb. 체계적으로. The researchers systematically collected data for a year. Dismantle. Verb. 분해하다, 허물다. They had to dismantle the machine to move it. Penetrate. Verb. 뚫고 들어가다, 침투하다.
The light could not penetrate the thick forest canopy. Sturdy. Adjective. 튼튼한, 견고한. He bought a sturdy pair of boots for hiking. Register. Verb. 기록하다, 나타내다. The earthquake failed to register on the Richter scale. Intense. Adjective. 강렬한, 치열한. The athletes underwent intense training for the Olympics. Crucial. Adjective. 중대한, 결정적인. This is a crucial moment for our company's future. Offensive. Adjective. 공격적인. The general ordered a massive offensive strike order. 시사용어 해설. Knockout stage. 노카우트 스테이지. 스포츠 대회에서 조별리그를 통과한 팀들이 지면 바로 탈락하는 토너먼트 단계를 의미합니다. 월드컵에서는 32강부터 이 방식이 적용됩니다.
Number 3. FIFA World Cup ticket demand drops for non-host matches. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup approaches, secondary ticket markets and official channels are witnessing a significant drop in prices for certain non-host country matches. Specifically, the group stage match between Australia and Turkey has seen prices plummet from an initial high of $921 down to approximately $300. Market analysts indicate that this sharp decline is most pronounced in games where local teams, like Canada or the US, are not participating. Keith Pagello, founder of TicketData.com, explained that FIFA initially set prices sky high to optimize revenue, but is now forced to bring them back down to reality to move remaining inventory. This price adjustment reflects broader uncertainty about international fan turnout and hotel demand in host cities like Vancouver. Consequently, genuine fans are finally finding opportunities to attend matches at more affordable rates. Vocabulary. Secondary. Adjective. 2차적인, 부차적인. The secondary market for concert tickets is huge. Plummet. Verb. 곤두박질치다, 급락하다. Stock prices plummeted after the scandalous news broke. Initial. Adjective. 초기에, 처음에. My initial reaction was to say no, but I reconsidered. Pronounced. Adjective. 확연한, 두드러진. The change in weather was very pronounced this morning. Optimize. Verb. 최적화하다. We need to optimize our website for mobile users. Inventory. Noun. 재고. 물품 목록. The store closed early to check its inventory. Adjustment. Noun. 조정. 수정. He made a slight adjustment to the camera lens. Turnout. Noun. 참가자 수. 투표율. There was a massive turnout for the free outdoor concert. Genuine. Adjective. 진짜해. 진실한. Is that a genuine leather jacket? Affordable. Adjective. 가격이 알맞은, 감당할 수 있는. The neighborhood is popular for its affordable housing. 시사유머 해설. Secondary market. 2차 시장. 티켓이나 상품이 공식 판매처에서 처음 팔린 1차 시장 이후 구매자들이 다시 다른 사람들에게 되파는 시장, 리셀 시장을 뜻합니다. 수요와 공급에 따라 가격 변동이 매우 큽니다. 4. The Korea Times. 4.1. Anthropic opens Seoul office to expand ties with Korean AI ecosystem. Anthropic, a prominent U.S. artificial intelligence firm and operator of the highly regarded AI model Claude, has officially opened its new office in Seoul to deepen its engagement with South Korea's vibrant tech ecosystem. The company aims to foster long-term, mutually beneficial collaborations with domestic tech giants, innovative startups, and top-tier research institutions. Representative Director Choi Ki-young emphasized during a press conference that Korean organizations uniquely recognize that innovation and safety are goals that must go hand in hand. Currently, Anthropic's Claude is being rapidly integrated into the daily enterprise operations of major conglomerates like LG CNS and Samsung SDS to actively assist employees. By aligning closely with the Korean government's AI Framework Act, Anthropic plans to support the local workforce while rigorously mitigating any potential technological risks. This launch underscores Korea's growing importance as a global hub for AI development. Vocabulary. Prominent. Adjective. 조명한, 두드러진. He is a prominent figure in the medical community. Mutually. Adverb. 상호간에, 서로. The agreement was mutually beneficial for both parties. Top tier.
Adjective, 인류의, 최상위의. She was recruited by a top-tier law firm. Emphasize, verb, 강조하다. The teacher emphasized the importance of regular study. Go hand in hand, idiom, 밀접한 관련이 있다. Diet and exercise go hand in hand for weight loss. Integrate, verb, 통합하다, 결합하다. We need to integrate the new software into our system. Conglomerate, noun, 대기업, 복합기업. The conglomerate owns several media and tech companies. Align, verb, 나란히 하다, 동조하다. Our business strategy must align with our core values. Rigorously, adverb, 엄격하게, 철저하게. The products are rigorously tested before being sold. Underscore, verb, 강조하다. The recent crisis underscores the need for better planning. 시사용어 해설. AI ecosystem, AI 생태계. 스마트폰 산업에 수많은 앱 개발자와 부품 회사가 얽혀있듯 인공지능 기술 발전을 위해 반도체, 데이터, 소프트웨어, 서비스 기업들이 상호작용하며 공존하는 거대한 산업망을 의미합니다.
4.2. Hanwha Ocean faces mounting costs over blocked icebreakers. Hanwha Ocean is currently grappling with hundreds of millions of dollars in unexpected financial burdens because a fleet of 6 highly specialized ice-breaking LNG carriers remains undelivered. These massive vessels were originally constructed for Moscow's high-stakes Arctic LNG-2 energy project, but were halted by strict international sanctions following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. As a direct result, the completed ships are hopelessly stranded at a domestic shipyard in Jeju, turning into costly liabilities for the Korean shipbuilder. Hanwha Ocean is forced to relentlessly absorb continuous maintenance and rental costs while waiting indefinitely for potential new buyers. However, finding alternative purchasers is extremely difficult because the vessels were custom-built specifically for Arctic conditions. Industry experts warn that the company might eventually have to sell the ships at steep discounts, incurring significant financial losses. Vocabulary. Grapple with. Idiom. 뭐뭐와 씨름하다. 해결하려 노력하다. The government is grappling with a severe economic crisis. Undelivered. Adjective. 배달되지 않은. 인도되지 않은. The undelivered packages were returned to the warehouse. High stakes. Adjective. 이해관계가 큰. 위험 부담이 큰. They are involved in high-stakes diplomatic negotiations. Sanction. Noun. 제재. 처벌. The UN imposed economic sanctions on the rogue state. Strand. Verb. 오도 가도 못하게 하다. 발을 묶다. The heavy snow stranded hundreds of passengers at the airport. Liability. Noun. 골칫거리. 부채. 법적 책임. The old factory building has become a financial liability. Relentlessly. Adverb. 가차없이, 끊임없이. The sun beat down relentlessly on the desert travelers. Indefinitely. Adverb. 무기한으로. The trial has been postponed indefinitely. Steep. Adjective. 가파른, 가격이 터무니없는, 급격한. The store is offering steep discounts on winter clothes. Incur. Verb. 비용, 손실 등을 발생시키다, 초래하다. You will incur a penalty fee if you pay late. 시사용어 해설. LNG carrier, LNG 운반선. 영하 162도로 냉각시켜 액체 상태로 만든 천연가스, LNG를 안전하게 실어 나르는 특수 선박입니다. Sanction, 제재, 국제법이나 규범을 어긴 국가를 상대로 다른 국가들이 무역이나 금융거래를 중단하여 경제적으로 압박을 가하는 외교적 처벌을 뜻합니다. 4-3. Rain, altitude, and 45,000 home fans. Korea's tough test against Mexico. The South Korean men's national soccer team faced their toughest challenge yet in the 2026 FIFA World Cup as they clashed with co-host Mexico in Group A. Playing at the Estadio Guadalajara, the Tegak Warriors had to battle not only a fierce Mexican squad, but also relentless rain, exhausting high altitude, and a deafening crowd of 45,000 passionate home fans. Despite valiant offensive efforts by Captain Son Heung-min, Mexico's defense, anchored by Edson Alvarez, held strong, clearing crucial shots off the line. The Mexican team eventually took the lead when Luis Romo successfully scored the opening goal, igniting massive celebrations in the stadium. Meanwhile, back in Seoul, thousands of devoted Korean fans gathered at Gwanghwamun Square for a public watch party, undeterred by the distance and challenging circumstances. Vocabulary.
Clash. Verb. 충돌하다, 맞붙다. The two rival teams will clash in the final match tomorrow. Altitude. Noun. 고도, 해발. Breathing becomes difficult at a high altitude. Deafening. Adjective. 귀청이 터질 듯한. The roar of the engine was absolutely deafening. Valiant. Adjective. 용맹한, 단호한. She made a valiant effort to save the drowning child. Anchor. Verb. 수비의 중심을 잡다, 정박하다. The veteran defender anchors the team's backline. Clear. Verb. 걷어내다, 치우다. The defender cleared the ball away from the penalty area. Ignite. Verb. 불을 붙이다, 촉발하다. The controversial speech ignited a furious debate. Devoted. Adjective. 헌신적인, 충성스러운. He is a devoted father who always puts his family first. Undeterred. Adjective. 단념하지 않는, 굴하지 않는. Undeterred by the failure, she tried the experiment again. Circumstance. Noun. 상황, 환경. We cannot complete the project under these circumstances. Watch party. Watch party. 스포츠 경기나 중요한 이벤트를 여러 사람이 광장이나 특정 장소에 모여 함께 대형 스크린으로 시청하며 응원하는 행사, 거리 응원을 의미합니다.
5. The Korea Herald. 5-1. Trump, Iran's president, signed deal to end Mideast war. U.S. President Donald Trump and Iran's president have officially signed a landmark agreement designed to end the devastating war in the Middle East. Under the terms of the agreed text, Tehran has consented to dilute its highly enriched uranium stockpiles, demonstrating a tangible commitment to scaling back its nuclear capabilities. In direct return for this significant concession, Washington has committed to immediately waive the severe oil sanctions that have long crippled the Iranian economy. The formal signing kicks off a crucial 2-month negotiation period aimed at finalizing the detailed specifics of the peace framework. The much-anticipated reopening of the Strait of Hormuz is widely considered the critical first step in this process, offering immense relief to global economic and shipping sectors. Vocabulary. Landmark. Adjective. 획기적인, 역사적인. The court made a landmark ruling on human rights. Devastating. Adjective. 파괴적인, 치명적인. The earthquake had a devastating impact on the city. Dilute. Verb. 희석하다, 묽게 하다. You should dilute the juice with a little water. Tangible. Adjective. 가시적인, 만질 수 있는. We need tangible evidence to prove his innocence. Scale back. Idiom. 축소하다. The company decided to scale back its expansion plans. Concession. Noun. 양보, 인정. Both sides had to make concessions to reach an agreement. Waive. Verb. 면제하다, 포기하다. The bank agreed to waive the late fee for this month. Cripple. Verb. 심각한 손상을 주다, 마비시키다. High taxes could cripple the small business sector. Finalize. Verb. 마무리 짓다, 완결하다. We need to finalize the contract by Friday. Immense. Adjective. 엄청난, 어마어마한. The project requires an immense amount of capital. 시사용어 해설. Enriched uranium. 농축 우라늄. 자연 상태의 우라늄을 원심 분리기 등을 통해 가공하여 폭발력이나 발전 효율을 크게 높인 상태입니다. 무기급으로 농축하면 핵폭탄의 원료가 되므로 이를 희석한다는 것은 핵무기 제조를 포기하겠다는 외교적 제스처로 해석됩니다. Number 5. 2. Seoul gears up for World Cup watch parties. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup begins, Seoul is officially gearing up for the return of massive public viewing events at some of the capital's most popular gathering spots. Thousands of passionate soccer fans are expected to assemble at Gwanghwamun Square for spirited street cheering events during South Korea's Group A opening match against Czechia, as well as subsequent matches. To accommodate the massive crowds, relay screens and giant media walls have been installed across the plaza. The vibrant World Cup atmosphere will also extend to the Han River, where the city is operating a themed pop-up venue at Tuksom Honggang Park featuring a large panoramic display. Given the extreme summer heat and expected traffic congestion, city officials strongly urge attendees to use public transportation and take necessary health precautions. Vocabulary. Gear up. Idiom. 준비를 갖추다. The factory is gearing up to launch its new product line. Assemble. Verb. 모이다. 집합하다. The students were asked to assemble in the main hall. Spirited. Adjective. 활기찬. 열띤. They had a spirited debate about climate change. Subsequent. Adjective. 그 다음의. 차후의. The book and its subsequent sequel were both bestsellers. Accommodate. Verb. 수용하다. 편의를 도모하다. The hotel can accommodate up to 500 guests. Vibrant. Adjective. 활기찬. 생동감 있는. The city is famous for its vibrant nightlife. Pop-up. Noun/adjective. 임시로 열리는. 매장 등. She opened a pop-up store selling handmade crafts. Panoramic. Adjective. 파노라마의. 전경의. The restaurant offers a panoramic view of the ocean. Congestion. Noun. 혼잡. 밀집. Traffic congestion is a major problem in this city. Precaution. Noun. 예방 조치. 조심. You must take every precaution when dealing with chemicals. 시사용어 해설. Pop-up venue. pop-up 공간. 인터넷 웹사이트에서 잠깐 떴다 사라지는 팝업 창처럼 짧은 기간 동안만 임시로 운영하고 사라지는 상점이나 행사 공간을 의미합니다. 월드컵 같은 단기 이벤트의 홍보 목적으로 자주 쓰입니다. 5-3. Taeguk Warriors pass the torch at 2026 World Cup. The 2026 World Cup represents a profound transitional moment for the South Korean men's national soccer team, symbolizing a passing of the torch from experienced veterans to a new generation of players. The current squad is emotionally caught between past and future, blending players chasing their final World Cup memories with young talents taking their first steps on the global stage. Captain Sun Heung-min, now 33 and appearing in his fourth tournament, heavily hinted that this could be his final World Cup appearance, urging fans to join the team on this memorable journey. Similarly, veteran creative midfielder Lee Jae-sung openly stated that no one in his age group is thinking about the next tournament, focusing entirely on surviving this one. As these legendary figures prepare to bow out, they leave behind an enduring legacy of dramatic runs and unforgettable victories. Vocabulary. Profound. Adjective. 심오한. 깊은. The speech had a profound effect on the audience. Transitional. Adjective. 전환기에. 과도기에. The country is going through a transitional phase. Symbolize. Verb. 상징하다. The dove is often used to symbolize peace. Blend. Verb. 섞다. 조화되다. The architect seamlessly blended modern and classic styles. Hint. Verb. 암시하다. 전지시 비치다. The manager hinted that there might be a bonus this year. Urge. Verb. 촉구하다. 당부하다. The doctor urged him to stop smoking immediately. Creative. Adjective. 창의적인. The job requires a highly creative and flexible mind. Bow out. Idiom. 퇴장하다. 물러나다. The CEO decided to bow out gracefully after 20 years. Enduring. Adjective. 지속적인. 영속적인. His art has left an enduring impact on modern culture. Legacy. Noun. 유산. 업적. She left a legacy of kindness and charity. 시사용어 해설. Passing of the torch. 세대교체. 횃불 넘겨주기. 올림픽 성화를 다음 주자에게 넘겨주는 모습에서 유래한 표현으로 특정 분야의 리더십이나 주도권이 나이 든 세대에서 젊은 세대로 넘어가는 자연스러운 교체 과정을 의미합니다. 6. CGTN 6-1. Viva Tech 2026 highlights AI agents and deep tech events. Viva Tech 2026, recognized as one of Europe's largest startup and technology events, is currently underway in Paris, bringing together global innovators and policymakers. This year's massive exhibition heavily highlights how frontier technologies are rapidly moving from mere experimentation to real-world business deployment. The most prominent topic drawing crowds is the rise of AI agents,
advanced systems that possess the autonomy to interact with multiple software platforms and execute complex operational tasks without constant human prompting. Industry leaders believe these AI agents will dramatically improve efficiency across diverse sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, and retail. Beyond AI, the event showcased significant strides in deep tech areas, including IBM's quantum computing advances and Unitree's humanoid robotics, underscoring the accelerating pace of industrial transformation. Vocabulary. Underway. Adjective. 진행 중인. The massive construction project is already underway. Frontier. Noun, adjective. 최첨단의, 미개척 분야. They are investing heavily in frontier technologies. Deployment. Noun. 배치, 전개, 도입. The deployment of the new system will take 2 weeks. Prominent. Adjective. 눈에 띄는, 중요한. She played a prominent role in the successful campaign. Autonomy. Noun. 자율성. Branch managers have full autonomy to make hiring decisions. Execute. Verb. 실행하다, 수행하다. The team was able to execute the marketing plan flawlessly. Constant. Adjective. 끊임없는. The machine requires a constant supply of electricity. Stride. Noun. 발전, 진전. Medical science has made huge strides in curing diseases. Underscore. Verb. 강조하다. The recent incident underscores the need for better security. Accelerating. Adjective. 가속화되는. The company is facing the accelerating pace of digital change. 시사용어 해설. AI agent. AI agent. 기존의 챗봇이 사용자가 질문할 때만 대답하는 수동적인 형태였다면 AI 에이전트는 스스로 목표를 설정하고 필요한 앱이나 인터넷을 검색해 예약이나 구매 같은 행동까지 능동적으로 대신 처리해주는 자율형 AI 비서를 뜻합니다.
6.2. NATO Secretary General to visit Washington, D.C. NATO spokesperson officially announced that NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte will conduct a highly anticipated diplomatic visit to Washington, D.C. from June 23rd to 25. This visit comes at a critical juncture in global geopolitics, particularly following the recent tentative peace agreement between the United States and Iran. During his stay, Rutte is expected to engage in high-level discussions with U.S. officials regarding the shifting security landscape in the Middle East and ongoing conflicts in Eastern Europe. The visit coincides with somewhat pessimistic remarks from EU officials, who stated they currently lack credible signs that Russia is willing to engage in serious peace negotiations. Consequently, reinforcing transatlantic unity and military coordination will likely top the Secretary General's agenda. Vocabulary. Diplomatic. Adjective. 외교, 외교적인. The two countries resolved the issue through diplomatic channels. Juncture. Noun. 중요한. 시점. 단계. At this critical juncture, we must make a swift decision. Tentative. Adjective. 잠정적인. 임시. They reached a tentative agreement pending final approval. Engage in. Idiom. 뭐뭐에 참여하다. 종사하다. The professor urged students to engage in class discussions. Landscape. Noun. 풍경. 지형. 정세. The political landscape has changed dramatically since the election. Coincide with. Idiom. 뭐뭐와 일치하다. 동시에 일어나다. Her arrival coincided with the start of the heavy rain. Pessimistic. Adjective. 비관적인. He holds a very pessimistic view of the economy's future. Credible. Adjective. 믿을 수 있는. 신뢰할 만한. The detective is looking for a credible witness to the crime. Reinforce. Verb. 강화하다. The walls were reinforced with steel bars to withstand earthquakes. Coordination. Noun. 조율. 조정. 협동. The complex project requires careful coordination among all teams. 시사용어 해설. NATO. 북대서양 조약기구. 미국. 캐나다. 그리고 유럽 국가들이 맺은 서방 세계 최대의 군사동맹입니다. 회원국 중 한 나라가 공격받으면 전체에 대한 공격으로 간주해 공동 방어한다는 원칙을 가지고 있습니다. Number 6. 3 Second World Conference of Classics to be held in Athens. The Second World Conference of Classics is scheduled to take place in Athens, Greece, running from June 9th to 10 under the overarching theme, Dialogue Between Ancient and Modern. Co-organized by the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences and the Ministry of Culture of Greece, the event will gather leading global scholars to foster in-depth dialogue on classical civilizations. Professor Huang Weiwei emphasized during a related briefing that literature from 2,500 years ago does not feel distant because human nature has fundamentally remained unchanged. The conference aims to explore how ancient classical wisdom can provide profound insights to address contemporary global challenges. Through multiple parallel forums, researchers hope to promote mutual learning and cultural appreciation among diverse civilizations. Vocabulary. Overarching. Adjective. Genturally auru는. 대단히 중요한. The overarching goal of the project is to reduce poverty. Co-organize. Verb. 공동주최하다. The charity run was co-organized by 2 local hospitals. Foster. Verb. 촉진하다. 육성하다. The school environment should foster a love of learning. In-depth. Adjective. 심도 있는. 상세한. The journalist conducted an in-depth interview with the author. Distant. Adjective. 먼. 동떨어진. The stars look small because they are so distant. Fundamentally. Adverb. 근본적으로. The 2 approaches are fundamentally different. Profound. Adjective. 심오한. 깊은. The philosopher's ideas had a profound impact on society. Insight. Noun. 통찰력. 이해. The book offers fascinating insights into animal behavior. Contemporary. Adjective. 현대의. 동시대의. She is a famous collector of contemporary art. Appreciation. Noun. 이해. 진가 알아보기. 감사. He has a deep appreciation for classical music. 시사용어 해설. Classics. 고전학. 고대 그리스나 로마 혹은 고대 동양의 문학, 철학, 역사 등을 연구하는 학문입니다. 수천 년 전 사람들의 생각과 지혜를 통해 오늘날 우리가 겪는 사회적, 도덕적 문제에 해답을 찾고자 하는 학문적 시도입니다. 7. NHK World Japan. 7.1. Japan welcomes U.S.-Iran peace agreement and reopening of Hormuz. Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi has publicly welcomed the tentative peace agreement reached between the United States and Iran, expressing strong support for the diplomatic breakthrough. During her official address, the Prime Minister emphasized that restoring free and safe navigation through the Strait of Hormuz is absolutely vital for Japan's national energy security. Because Japan relies heavily on Middle Eastern oil imports to power its industrial economy, the recent naval blockades and shipping disruptions had caused significant anxiety in Tokyo. Furthermore, Takaichi stated, "I strongly hope that the memorandum will be steadily implemented, reflecting the urgent global desire for long-term stability in the volatile region." Japan's leadership is now closely monitoring the upcoming 60-day negotiation period to see if a final, permanent resolution can be achieved. Vocabulary. Tentative. Adjective. 잠정적인. 임시의. We have made a tentative schedule for the upcoming conference. Address. Noun. 연설. The president gave a moving address to the nation. Navigation. Noun. 항해. 운항. The strait is essential for international maritime navigation. Vital. Adjective. 필수적인. 생명과 관련된. Water is vital for the survival of all living creatures. Rely on. Phrasal verb. 에 의존하다. Many farmers rely on rainfall for their crops. Disruption. Noun. 붕괴. 중단. The strike caused serious disruption to train services. Anxiety. Noun. 불안. 염려. The sudden market crash caused deep anxiety among investors. Steadily. Adverb. 꾸준히. 착실하게. The company's profits have been steadily increasing this year. Implementation. Noun. 이행. 실행. The successful implementation of the policy will take time. Volatile. Adjective. 변동성이 큰. 불안정한. The stock market has been highly volatile this week.
시사 영어 해설. Energy security. 에너지 안보. 한 국가가 국민 생활과 산업을 유지하는 데 필요한 석유, 가스 등의 에너지를 끊임없이 안정적이고 저렴하게 확보할 수 있는 상태를 뜻합니다. 자원이 부족한 한국과 일본에게는 국가 존립과 직결된 문제입니다.
7-2. Ex-Japanese politician Kono passes away. A prominent former Japanese politician, Kono, has recently passed away, prompting mourning and diplomatic tributes from neighboring nations. Reflecting the political weight of his legacy, South Korea's prime minister officially offered his condolences over the death of the respected figure. Kono was widely recognized for his pragmatic approach to regional diplomacy and his historical efforts to improve the often strained relations between Japan and South Korea. Political analysts noted that his passing marks the end of an era for a specific brand of moderate Japanese statesmanship. Various diplomatic channels have released statements honoring his contributions to peace and cooperation in East Asia. His funeral is expected to be attended by numerous international dignitaries. Vocabulary. Prominent. Adjective. Dominant. 두드러진. She is a prominent author in modern literature. Pass away. Idiom. 돌아가시다. 타계하다. His grandfather passed away peacefully in his sleep. Mourn. Verb. 애도하다. 슬퍼하다. The nation gathered to mourn the loss of their leader. Tribute. Noun. 혼사. 조의의 표시. They held a concert as a tribute to the late musician.
Legacy. Noun. 유산. 업적. The ancient Romans left a rich architectural legacy. Condolence. Noun. 애도. 조의. Please accept my deepest condolences for your loss. Pragmatic. Adjective. 실용적인. We need to take a pragmatic approach to solve this problem. Strained. Adjective. 긴장된, 껄끄러운. The two countries have had strained relations for years. Moderate. Adjective. 온건한, 적당한. He belongs to the moderate wing of the political party. Dignitary. Noun. 고위인사, 귀빈. Several foreign dignitaries attended the royal wedding. 시사용어 해설. Diplomatic tributes. 외교적 조의, 헌사. 국가 간의 예의를 갖추어 타국의 중요 인물이 사망했을 때 그 사람의 업적을 기리고 슬픔을 나누는 공식적인 외교 문서를 보내는 행위를 의미합니다.
7-3. Japan fights back twice to deny Netherlands in World Cup opener. In a thrilling 2026 FIFA World Cup opening match, the Japanese men's national football team pulled off a surprising result by denying the heavily favored Netherlands squad a victory. The intense game saw the Dutch team take the lead on two separate occasions, applying immense offensive pressure. However, Japan displayed remarkable resilience and tactical discipline, fighting back fiercely to equalize the score both times. The thrilling comeback frustrated the Netherlands and delighted the passionate traveling Japanese fans. Sports analysts have praised Japan's unwavering stamina and swift counterattacks, which successfully neutralized the European giant strategy. This hard-fought draw provides Japan with crucial momentum as they prepare for their remaining group stage fixtures. Vocabulary. Thrilling. Adjective. thrill 넘치는, 짜릿한. The movie ended with a thrilling car chase. Pull off. Idiom. 어려운 일을 해내다, 성사시키다. Against all odds, the team pulled off a miracle victory. Heavily. Adverb. 심하게, 아주 많이. The region is heavily dependent on tourism. Favor. Verb. 편애하다, 유리하게 하다. The polls favor the incumbent candidate to win. Resilience. Noun. 회복력, 탄성. Children often show remarkable resilience after a trauma. Equalize. Verb. 동점을 만들다, 평등하게 하다. The striker scored in the last minute to equalize the game. Frustrate. Verb. 좌절시키다, 답답하게 하다. The constant delays began to frustrate the passengers. Unwavering. Adjective. 확고한, 흔들림 없는. She has my unwavering support in this difficult time. Neutralize. Verb. 무효화하다, 중화시키다. The medication helps neutralize the stomach acid. Fixture. Noun. Sports. 정기 경기, 비풍. The upcoming fixture against our rivals is crucial. 시사 용어 해설. Underdog. Heavily favored. 스포츠에서 이길 확률이 적다고 여겨지는 약팀을 underdog이라고 하며 반대로 우승 후보로 강하게 점쳐지는 강팀을 heavily favored라고 표현합니다. 8. Al Jazeera 8-1. Iran, U.S. sign MOU electronically to end hostilities. In a monumental diplomatic milestone, the United States and Iran have electronically signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to formally end 109 days of intense warfare. Iran's National Security Council announced that the agreement dictates the immediate and permanent termination of fighting on all fronts, heavily including the heavily contested areas in Lebanon. Mediated extensively by Pakistan and Qatar, the deal reportedly includes major concessions from Washington, such as lifting the naval blockade on Iranian ports. Furthermore, a senior Iranian official indicated that the U.S. has agreed to release approximately $25 billion of Iran's previously frozen assets and temporarily waive stringent oil sanctions. The formal signing paves the way for 60 days of detailed negotiations to secure a final, lasting peace treaty. Vocabulary. Milestone. Noun. 이정표, 중대한 단계. Graduating from college is a major milestone in life. Dictate. Verb. 지시하다, 규정하다. The law dictates that all passengers must wear seatbelts. Termination. Noun. 종료, 종결. The company announced the sudden termination of the project. Contested. Adjective. 논쟁이 되는, 격전해. The capital city became a heavily contested battleground. Mediate. Verb. 중재하다. The UN attempted to mediate a ceasefire between the nations. Concession. Noun. 양보. Both sides had to make concessions to reach an agreement. Release. Verb. 풀어주다. 해제하다. The government decided to release the political prisoners. Frozen asset. Noun. 동결자산. The dictator's frozen assets were seized by the bank. Waive. Verb. 면제하다. 유예하다. The university waived the application fee for low-income students. Stringent. Adjective. 엄격한. 가혹한. There were stringent regulations regarding food safety. 시사용어 해설. Frozen assets. 동결자산. 경제 제재를 받은 국가나 개인이 외국은행 등에 예치해둔 돈을 마음대로 빼거나 쓸 수 없도록 거래를 막아둔 자산을 뜻합니다. 평화 협정의 대가로 이 돈의 제한을 풀어주는 release 경우가 많습니다.
8-2. Global relief as world reacts to U.S.-Iran tentative deal. World leaders have expressed profound global relief and optimism following the announcement of a tentative peace deal between the United States and Iran. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres warmly congratulated both nations, calling the ceasefire a critical step towards the peaceful settlement of regional conflicts. Mediating countries, specifically Pakistan and Qatar, applauded the agreement as a vital catalyst for advancing stability and long-lasting tranquility in the Middle East. Meanwhile, European officials, including European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and French President Emmanuel Macron, emphasized the need for rapid implementation of the text. They particularly urged both parties to guarantee the urgent, unconditional, and toll-free reopening of the Strait of Hormuz to restore freedom of global navigation.
8-3. Oil prices continue slide amid hopes for opening of Strait of Hormuz. Global oil prices are continuing to slide significantly as hopes rise for a rapid return to stability in international energy markets. This sharp decline comes directly in response to the framework agreement to end the devastating war involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Brent crude, the primary global oil benchmark, plunged to its lowest price since early March, shedding approximately 4.6% of its value, while US WTI crude dropped by over 5%. For several months, the near-total closure of the Strait of Hormuz and strict U.S. naval blockades had severely restricted oil supply, causing prices to artificially spike. Currently, market investors are closely calculating how fast Middle Eastern producers can realistically resume their exports and normalize global energy flows. Vocabulary. Slide. Noun, verb. 하락, 미끄러지다. The steady slide in property values worries homeowners. Stability. Noun. 안정성. Political stability is crucial for attracting foreign investment. Primary. Adjective. 주요한, 첫째. The primary reason for his resignation was poor health. Benchmark. Noun. 기준점, benchmark. Her outstanding performance set a new benchmark for the team. Plunge. Verb. 급락하다, 곤두박질치다. The company's stock plunged after the CEO resigned. Shed. Verb. 같이 입등을 떨어뜨리다, 없애다. The corporation is shedding jobs to cut costs. Restrict. Verb. 제한하다. The government will restrict the import of certain goods. Artificially. Adverb. 인위적으로.
The price of diamonds is kept artificially high. Spike, verb, noun. 급등하다, 못. A shortage of tomatoes caused prices to spike this week. Realistically, adverb, 현실적으로. We must realistically assess our chances of winning. 시사용어 해설. Brent crude, Brent U, WTI. Brent U는 북해에서, WTI, 서부 텍사스산 원유는 미국에서 생산되는 원유입니다. 두 원유의 가격은 전 세계 기름값의 오르내림을 보여주는 가장 중요한 기준, 벤치마크 역할을 합니다.
Number 9. CBC Canada. Number 9. 1. Hosting FIFA World Cup will cost taxpayers $1 billion. According to a highly scrutinized report from the Parliamentary Budget Officer, PBO, hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup will cost Canadian taxpayers well over $1 billion. This staggering estimate breaks down to an average cost of approximately $82 million for each of the 13 games scheduled to be played in Vancouver and Toronto. The federal government has committed to covering $473 million of the massive $1.066 billion price tag, with provincial and municipal governments responsible for footing the remainder of the bill. The bulk of this public financial support is heavily focused on upgrading aging infrastructure and ensuring extensive security operations. While some critics question the return on investment, supporters argue that the global event will eventually stimulate long-term economic growth and boost local tourism. Vocabulary. Scrutinize. Verb. 세밀히 조사하다. The auditor will closely scrutinize the company's financial records. Taxpayer. Noun. 납세자. The new park was funded entirely by local taxpayers. Staggering. Adjective. 충격적인, 엄청난. The hurricane caused a staggering amount of damage. Commit to. Idiom. 약속하다, 전념하다. The company committed to reducing its carbon emissions by 50%. Municipal. Adjective. 지방자치에, 시에. The municipal government is responsible for waste collection. Foot the bill. Idiom. 비용을 부담하다. Since he invited us, he offered to foot the bill for dinner. Infrastructure. Noun. 기반시설, 도로, 통신 등. The country urgently needs to modernize its aging infrastructure. Extensive. Adjective. 광범위한, 대규모의. The museum houses an extensive collection of modern art. Stimulate. Verb. 자극하다, 촉진하다. Tax cuts are often used to stimulate the economy. Tourism. Noun. 관광업. Tourism is the main source of income for this island. 시사 용어 해설. Return on investment, ROI, 투자 수익률. 들인 돈, 비용 대비 얼마나 많은 이익을 얻었는지를 나타내는 경제 지표입니다. 내가 스포츠 이벤트를 개최할 때마다 막대한 세금 투입 대비 실질적인 경제 효과, ROI가 있는지 항상 논증이 됩니다. 9.2. Bank of Canada keeps key interest rate at 2.25. The Bank of Canada has officially announced its decision to hold its key interest rate steady at 2.25%, marking the central bank's fifth consecutive rate hold. Governor Tiff Macklem explained that this highly cautious approach is absolutely necessary to balance the competing risks of persistent inflation and general economic sluggishness. The bank noted that while recent geopolitical conflicts have driven up global energy prices, there is currently limited evidence that these higher raw costs are feeding broadly into everyday consumer prices. However, Macklem starkly warned that if oil prices remain elevated for an extended period, it increases the likelihood of generalized inflation, which might force the bank to hike rates once again. Economists largely anticipated this outcome, observing that while the Canadian economy is currently weak, it has avoided falling into an official recession. Vocabulary. Cautious. Adjective. 신중한, 조심스러운. The general took a cautious approach to the battle. Competing. Adjective. 상충하는, 경쟁하는. The manager had to balance the competing demands of her team. Persistent. Adjective. 지속적인, 끈질긴. The region has been suffering from persistent heavy rain. Sluggishness. Noun. 부진, 둔화. The economic sluggishness resulted in massive job losses. Geopolitical. Adjective. 지정학적인. The crisis was caused by complicated geopolitical factors. Raw. Adjective. 가공되지 않은, 원자재.
The factory imports raw materials from overseas. Starkly. Adverb. 단호하게, 극명하게. The reality of poverty contrasts starkly with his luxurious lifestyle. Elevated. Adjective. 높은, 상승한. Patients with elevated blood pressure need regular checkups. Likelihood. Noun. 가능성, 가망. There is a high likelihood that the event will be cancelled. Recession. Noun. 경기 침체, 부황. Many businesses close down during an economic recession. 시사용어 해설. Consumer prices, 소비자 물가. 일반 사람들이 일상생활에서 사 먹고 쓰는 물건이나 서비스의 가격입니다. 에너지 가격, 기름값이 오르면 배송비와 생산비가 올라 결국 소비자 물가 전체가 비싸지는 현상. Feeding into consumer prices 이 발생합니다.
9-3. World Cup hotel demand in Vancouver shows uncertainty. With the FIFA World Cup kickoff rapidly approaching, optimism regarding the economic windfall in British Columbia is beginning to deflate due to uncertain demand indicators. Tourism experts in Vancouver are observing warning signs, noting that actual hotel bookings for the crucial month of June are down compared to previous expectations. Analysts point to staggering prices as a major deterrent. Some hotel rooms are listed at over $500 per night, representing a 113% pricing increase from the same time last year. Concurrently, ticket prices for certain matches have also faced sluggish demand, forcing official platforms to lower their exorbitant rates. While Destination Vancouver remains outwardly optimistic for a late surge in bookings, the local business community is increasingly questioning whether the tournament will truly be the economic boon that politicians promised. Vocabulary. Windfall. Noun. 뜻밖의 횡재, 특수. The local economy received a massive windfall from the new factory. Deflate. Verb. 수축시키다, 희망을 꺾다. The bad news quickly deflated their enthusiasm. Deterrent. Noun. 억제책, 방해물. The harsh penalty acts as a deterrent to illegal parking. Concurrently. Adverb. 동시에. The two meetings will be held concurrently in different rooms. Sluggish. Adjective. 부진한, 느릿느릿한. Sales were sluggish during the winter season. Exorbitant. Adjective. 터무니없는, 과도한. The prices at that luxury restaurant are simply exorbitant. Outwardly. Adverb. 겉으로는, 표면상으로. Outwardly he seemed calm, but he was actually terrified. Surge. Noun, verb. 급증, 밀려들. There was a sudden surge in demand for electric vehicles. Boon. Noun. 혜택, 축복. The new train line is a great boon for commuters. Politician. Noun. 정치인. The politician promised to lower taxes if elected. 시사용어 해설. Economic boon. 경제적 특수, 축복. 올림픽이나 월드컵 같은 대형 행사를 유치했을 때 관광객이 몰려와 돈을 쓰면서 지역 상권과 경제가 크게 살아나는 이익을 말합니다. 반대말로는 재정 적자만 남는 승자의 저주가 있습니다. 10. DD India. 10-1. PM Modi to lead International Day of Yoga 2026 celebrations. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is officially set to lead the national celebrations for the 12th International Day of Yoga, IDY, today, at Kolkata's historic Red Road. This massive cultural event has successfully gathered thousands of enthusiastic participants on site, with millions more joining virtually from across the globe. This year's official theme is Yoga for Healthy Aging, which specifically aims to promote the ancient physical practice as a lifelong tool to support mental resilience and a dignified life for the elderly. Demonstrating yoga's incredible global appeal, Indian missions abroad are diligently organizing coordinated events at nearly 2,500 locations worldwide. The Ministry of Ayush proudly stated that yoga has truly evolved into a massive global movement that elegantly bridges India's rich cultural heritage with modern preventative healthcare concepts. Vocabulary. Enthusiastic. Adjective. 열정적인, 열광적인. The crowd gave an enthusiastic cheer for the singer. Virtually. Adverb. 가상으로, 온라인으로.
Due to the pandemic, the conference was held virtually. Promote, verb, 촉진하다, 홍보하다. The campaign aims to promote healthy eating habits. Lifelong, adjective, 평생에, 일생 동안에. Learning should be a lifelong pursuit for everyone. Resilience, noun, 회복력, 탄성. Children often show remarkable resilience after a trauma. Dignified, adjective, 존엄한, 품위 있는. He maintained a dignified silence despite the insults. Diligently, adverb, 부지런히, 성실하게. She worked diligently all week to finish the report. Coordinated, adjective, 조직화된, 조율된. The rescue was a highly coordinated effort by multiple agencies. Evolve, verb, 진화하다, 발달하다. The small startup evolved into a global tech empire. Heritage, noun, 유산, 전통. We must protect our national cultural heritage. 시사용어 해설. Preventative healthcare, 예방의학. 병에 걸려 병원에 가기 전에 미리 운동, 요가 등 식습관 개선, 명상을 통해 면역력을 기르고 건강을 지켜 질병을 막는 의료 및 보건 시스템을 말합니다.
10-2. Switzerland sets unique record in 4-1 win over Bosnia. Switzerland produced a stunning late-game turnaround to defeat Bosnia and Herzegovina 4-1 at the FIFA World Cup, setting a highly unique tournament record. In a truly unprecedented finish, all 5 goals in the match were scored from the 74th minute onwards. The Swiss squad initially struggled to break down Bosnia's stubborn defense until the critical introduction of substitute Johan Manzambi. Manzambi's explosive arrival completely transformed the match dynamics, as he not only scored the equalizer, but also provoked a foul that resulted in a Bosnian defender being sent off. Reduced to 10 men, Bosnia collapsed under the relentless Swiss pressure, allowing captain Granit Xhaka to secure the victory with a penalty kick. This record-breaking performance firmly lifted Switzerland to the top of Group B. Vocabulary. Stunning. Adjective. 놀라운, 기절할 만한. The gymnast gave a stunning performance to win gold. Turnaround. Noun. 호전, 역전. The new CEO engineered a remarkable financial turnaround. Unprecedented. Adjective. 전례 없는. The city experienced unprecedented levels of rainfall. Stubborn. Adjective. 완강한, 고집센. The stain was stubborn and wouldn't wash out. Substitute. Noun/verb. 교체 선수, 대체하다. The coach brought on a substitute in the second half. Dynamic. Noun. 역학, 원동력. The arrival of a new boss changed the office dynamics. Equalizer. Noun. 동점골. He scored the equalizer in the final minute of the game. Provoke. Verb. 유발하다, 도발하다. His rude comments provoked an angry response from the crowd. Collapse. Verb. 무너지다, 붕괴하다. The bridge collapsed under the weight of the heavy trucks. Relentless. Adjective. 가차없는, 끈질긴. The team faced relentless pressure from their opponents. 사. 시사용어 해설. Turnaround. 역전, turnaround. 스포츠에서는 지고 있던 경기를 뒤집는 역전을 의미하며 경제나 주식시장에서는 계속 적자를 보던 기업이 흑자로 돌아서는 실적 개선을 뜻하는 긍정적인 단어입니다. 10-3. IFAB approves landmark law changes for 2026 World Cup. The International Football Association Board, IFAB, has officially approved a set of landmark changes to the laws of the game, with the 2026 FIFA World Cup being the first major tournament to implement them. FIFA's chief refereeing officer explained that these strict amendments aim to drastically tackle discrimination, cut down on deliberate time wasting, and enhance the overall match tempo. Under the new rules, players who intentionally cover their mouths to make discriminatory slurs or leave the field to protest a referee's decision will be immediately shown a red card. Additionally, referees will now institute a visual 5-second countdown for throw-ins and goal kicks. Failing to restart play within this limit will hand possession to the opponents. Analysts believe these progressive changes will significantly improve both player discipline and the fan viewing experience. Vocabulary. Landmark. Adjective. 획기적인, 역사적인. The court made a landmark ruling on human rights. Implement. Verb. 시행하다, 적용하다. The school will implement a new uniform policy next year. Amendment. Noun. 개정, 수정안. The committee proposed several amendments to the bill. Drastically. Adverb. 대폭, 과감하게. The budget has been drastically reduced due to the crisis. Tackle. Verb. 문제에 맞서다, 다루다. The government must tackle the issue of youth unemployment. Deliberate. Adjective. 고의적인, 의도적인. The foul was a deliberate attempt to stop the attacker. Discriminatory. Adjective. 차별적인. The company was sued for its discriminatory hiring practices. Slur. Noun. 모욕, 비방. The politician apologized for using a racial slur. Institute. Verb. 제도 등을 도입하다, 시작하다. They plan to institute a new recycling program in the office. Possession. Noun. 소유권, 스포츠, 공격권. The team lost possession of the ball in the final minute. IFAB. 국제축구평의회. 축구 경기의 규칙을 제정하고 수정하는 유일한 국제기구입니다. FIFA와 함께 오프사이드, 반칙, 시간 끌기 등 모든 축구 룰의 변화를 결정합니다.